not in Kansas anymore.
No, this is nice, some nice fresh snow this morning.
Guys, welcome to this episode of Fish Addictions TV. We're out here on Lake of the Woods now. As you're watching this, walleye season will be closed in the interior part of Minnesota. So where does everybody go? To the outskirts, the Mississippi River, up to Lake Winnipeg and up to Lake of the Woods to get your walleye. To get your walleye fix, and that's where we're at. We're at Lake of the Woods. We're jumping on the sleds. We're gonna run some miles out to the reefs and fish around them, see what we can put together for you guys, because this is where you guys are gonna be able to get your walleye fix over the rest of this ice season.
Addiction, the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. An addiction is not desirable. It is something that overtakes your life. What happens when an addiction cannot be stopped? An addiction is stronger than any one drug with only one cure. The cure is not rehab. It is not medication. It is not a counselor. The only cure for us is the water beneath our feet, the rod in our hands, the anticipation of that next big bite, and the camaraderie we all share. This is Fish Addictions TV.
Fish Addictions TV is brought to you by Eskimo Ice Fishing Gear and the rest of our fine sponsors.
Lake of the Woods, baby. It is snowing. Soft snow. If this wind picks up, we're gonna be in for trouble, but we're going out. It's not supposed to pick up till tonight, so we're loaded up, doors closed, pickups shut, mile rides, a couple mile, 10 miles in front of us. We got quite a ways closer. Camera guy's doing his job. Taylor's got his goggles on. Need more help? No, we're ready to roll.
Let's do it.
Those goggles look hideous.
What?
Yeah, you look like a bumblebee.
I'm ready to shred some fresh pow. Look at all this sweet snow.
We were only supposed to get like 3 inches.
It's gonna snow all day, I think.
Yeah, like 8 inches.
I looked at the
probably
weather.
this red.
It's perfect fishing weather.
Think so?
When the walleyes go, right?
That's what we're hoping for. We really got 1 day. We were hoping for 2. We got 1 day to get this done. All the soft snow, 2 to 3 inches, what they said. Guarantee we got 3 to 4 already. Wind's supposed to blow 40, 45, 50 miles an hour tomorrow. Anybody who's ever been on Lake of the Woods before in those types of conditions knows that that's impossible unless you're hunkered down in a hard house, which maybe we should have done, but we're not. We're on sleds, we're going miles, we're going to the reefs. We're gonna get it done. That's all I gotta say about that.
About that ride in. So this is what, like if you're, like once you reach a certain age, right, you strap something down, and then after you strap it down, you go like this, and then you go, that ain't going nowhere. That's like just, that's a rule, right? Hey, Dad! Especially if it's your dad.
I gotta tell you guys, not for 1 second on first ice did I think that I was gonna be putting an extension on the pistol. Didn't really know its capabilities. I can tell you, wow. I was the biggest naysayer of this thing. I thought, well, it's gonna be good for early ice. As you can see, I've put the extension on and we're heading right from here to Lake Winnipeg. I'm gonna use this the whole trip. Didn't bring another auger. If that doesn't say something about how awesome this pistol bit is, nothing does. Put your extensions on. Dang it, he left.
We've had an unusual year this year with a lot of snow. It just continues to come. As you can see, it's snowing right now. So we found a nice spot out here, kind of off of a little bit of a rock hump, 30 to 34 feet of water.
Not a very big one, but it's really typically what you find. Lake of the Woods, probably a sauger. A lot of times, especially in the winter, especially in the deucer here, especially in this deeper water, tangle up in the deucer, you're gonna find a lot of these, there we go, smaller saugers. But a lot of times smaller saugers mean the fish they're here and active. We just gotta keep going on them. I actually just slid off this structure about 50-60 feet out into the mud, so the rocks are just right over here on yonder on me, and I slid off. I was up on there and marking a few, but they weren't real active. Slid off. That took 5 minutes and fish on the board. So one thing with Lake of the Woods is they kind of come through and you know, it's one big mud bowl with little structure pieces out here, especially down here on the south end. So you can move and move and move and try to find that pot of fish, but more times than not, that there's little pods of fish that are roaming around these structure areas, which is more of a high percentage area to catch more fish. And in my eyes, when I'm looking for big fish, I'm looking to fish around these structure areas. So that's what we're doing today. So hopefully we can get a few big ones, and even more of those are fun. So let's get back at it.
The all-new Eskimo pistol bit is the ultimate weapon to pair with your 1/2-inch high-torque cordless drill if you want to be mobile and destroy the ice in a hurry. At just under 4 pounds, nothing will slow you down, as this unit was engineered to cut fast, cut smooth, and maximize the battery life of your cordless drill. Best of all, it's lightweight, so it won't wear you out. If you've been considering a cordless drill auger bit, we challenge you to try the pistol and find something you don't like about it.
Catch Cover makes a full line of hard-nosed products for your fish house. Exceptionally durable, original catch covers keep out snow, dirt, and road salt. Accessories like rod holders, rattle reels, slush buckets, new Moonglow hole sleeves, and much more. All made in Minnesota and backed by a no-question guarantee. Look for Catch Cover at fine retailers or see the entire product line at catchcover.com.
Manitoba, Canada's heart beats.
So I have the two different techniques down there right now, and on the Panoptics, what's really cool is I can tell how these fish react to these baits. So the lipless crankbaits or the dead stick. So they'll come in And you'll be able to tell if they're active or what they're interested in watching your electronics. And it's so important is to pay attention to your electronics. So now what I'm going to do is maybe let that sit a little bit and do a little bit of twitching, a little bit of movement with my dead stick to see if I can trigger them. Trying to figure out what's important is try different baits and try different techniques. Fish are going to eat. You just got to figure out what they want to see.
Just your run-of-the-mill Lake of the Woods walleye. Fishing right off the side of a reef here. I think the key thing is right now is to get off the reef. I think we did a little bit of fishing here earlier on top of the reef. Didn't find as active a fish. We've slid off a little bit. I'm in about 28, 29 feet here off the reef, and the fish seem to be coming off the bottom.
Fish on! Walleye.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good walleye. So up here up on these reefs, we've been mixing a lot of smaller fish in, but this is pretty much what we're after, this and bigger. So I'm gonna actually save this one. We're gonna eat him. But I need to get back down there. There's more fish. I set my rod down, I looked up and I saw I had a it was just a lucky guess. I looked and saw my rod flip.
I don't think I'm gonna be quite big as yours, Jim. But it's decent. Oh man. Oh. Oh buddy. Oh buddy. Yes sir. Look at that. Oh man. That is so cool when those fish mix in with those walleyes. Oh, that's a big perch. Man. God, that's a nice fish. Oh, I'm gonna get this hook out and I'm gonna get this fish back in the water. This is a big fish. I like putting back big perch here. Look at the just orange fins on that fish. Look at the gut. Oh, that's a beautiful perch.
Taylor just got a big old jumbo. Look at this beast. We were just at Devil's Lake catching jumbo perch. We were not coming out here to catch jumbos, but what a pig. Literally, Sam's over there filming Taylor with his big perch. Runs over here, films me with my big perch. I drop down, catch another perch. I got 2 rods down in here. Is it crazy that the perch are as big as the walleyes right now? That is the first time in my life that I have ever doubled up on Lake of the Woods with a perch and a walleye. And we're off. Guys, one thing I always think is key up here on Lake of the Woods is we're fishing a piece of structure, and my first hole really didn't pan out for me, but this is a fairly small piece of structure. But try on top, try off the edge, try out in the mud just a little bit before you take off, because a lot of times those fish are just staging in one of those 3 areas. On top, just off the edge, and just a little ways out into the mud on Lake of the Woods for sure. Definitely try that before you just abandon an area.
Before the spot, before the hole, before the bait. It starts with a passion, and that passion starts at Runnings. The best gear and supplies from the most trusted brands. When you get the strike, will you be ready? Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store.
Cole's Resort of Bemidji, Minnesota.
So I think we've figured out what these perch are chewing on. That perch that I just caught spit out about 2 or 3 of these crawdads. Super orange crawdads, and I guess kind of the philosophy I guess that I've heard is that's the reasoning for a lot of that orange pectoral fin comes from eating these crawdads, and you can see how orange that crawdad is. So we've figured out what these big perch are eating on.
You know the positive about this fish is there's another good year class coming up at Lake of the Woods. Trust me, I'll get a bigger one. Just give me some time.
Tear a minnow in half here. Put it on my jig and get back down the hole. I like to save the tail. These fish don't seem to care whether or not it's the head or the tail, just as long as it's fish. So save the tail and have something extremely accessible for when one of these little guys cleans you up.
Because your spoon's really doing all the work, and the minnow head itself is just there to really just give it a little bit of a scent trail, a little bit of a more to help that fish commit just a little bit better. Yeah, buddy.
Big thing right now is just to try to find active fish. We've marked quite a few fish. I'm marking one right now. The big thing is just finding active fish right now. I think we're seeing a lot of the young of the year litter, maybe that 3 to 6 inch walleyes right now that are doing a lot of chasing, not a lot of biting. But there's some bigger fish mixed in there, so we got to find those active fish. Like I said, on the reefs was a little bit slower. We pushed off a little bit deeper. Seems to be more active fish, so we'll see what happens.
Middle of the day lull, we gotta fire up some food. It seems like for anybody that's ever been fishing, whenever you start eating, that's when the fish start to bite. So hopefully that'll turn things on. One of the things that I like to do is I've got the cooker style Mr. Heater, and for me that doubles as a cooker and as a heater. These things are really durable. I know a lot of guys like to use the Mr. Heater, the stand-up ones, but the ceramic plates in those are kind of delicate. This thing, I mean, I throw it in a square pail here, and it's been hundreds of miles across the lake with me, and it still holds up. So this is kind of my backup, trusty, everyday heater. Don't use it a lot because it's super warm, but doubles as a cooker.
We got 4 hours of sunlight left.
Make a move.
Yeah, it's time to make a move. We got about 3 hours of fishing. This lake kind of shuts down around 5 o'clock in the wintertime, regardless if it's light out or not. Kind of seems to be how it is with the staying water, eh?
Right. You got a short window right now. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. So we just got to our last spot here. Finally got a fish. This isn't exactly what we're looking for. Jesse's hooked up over there. Taylor had just had one on too, so we're gonna try and get after this here.
Making progress. Fish are getting bigger. That's what we're trying to do, is track down the bigger fish as the day goes on. We know we're going to get into them. Patience is very, very important out here.
There we go. There, that's a decent fish. Here we go. Saugers are getting better. I don't even know what to say about today. You know, I think Lake of the Woods can be a numbers game, and that's what we've been playing today, is catching just a ton of fish. That's a great fish to eat. Not bad at all. We're gonna keep a few for dinner, so we're gonna keep that guy. He's perfect. But when you come up here, don't get you know, down about catching a bunch of fish, because I really do feel that, especially in the wintertime, especially when all these saugers come in and all these saugers out here in the mud, you're gonna catch numbers. You're gonna get a ton of fish. I mean, I guarantee that we have caught 50 fish today, and nothing over that 16-17 inch range, but that's the way this goes. I mean, I won't get down about it. Just keep on plugging away. We got a couple hours left of daylight, and that's what it's gonna be. I mean, you guys come out here, expect to catch a bunch of fish, expect to have a chance to catch that fish of a lifetime, and that's what it's all about. That's why we come here. That's why this is the walleye capital of the world.
"13 Fishing." Make your own luck.
Good job, buddy.
Fish on! Fish on!
So the biggest difference between these two fish, we got the walleye on the left, we got the sauger on the right. On the sauger, you can see that it has the black spots in the dorsal fin, where on the walleye, there are no spots. Now, you got a little bit different color. I mean, they got pretty close, similar patterns, but the sauger is a little bit more of a brownish, tanner color, where the walleye is that beautiful green that we all know and love. And the other kicker here is this white tip on the walleye. The saugers don't have that. Their tails got the black spots in them. So those are three big things to look for when you're trying to tell the difference between a walleye and a sauger.
You know, a normal day on Lake of the Woods, you're gonna catch a lot of fish. You know, the size might not be there, but the quantity is definitely gonna be there. The saugers are really kind of cool because they keep you busy during the day. I think without that big sauger population, you'd have a lot more lulls during the day, you know, in your afternoon hours. But the saugers definitely keep you busy, and a lot of times you get those big walleyes passing through that they actually like to school up with those saugers too. I have this year's spawn. I don't know, I would speculate this may be a 1. Not that can't even be a year. That's got to be a 4 or 5 month old fish. That was an egg 5-6 months ago.
Another Lake of the Woods walleyes. Like everybody's been saying, we're going through numbers. This fish has been laying on the bottom for probably the last half hour, and what made the difference is switching to the standard old Lake of the Woods pink. Going back to the regular colors, the pinks, the golds. A lot of numbers, no big fish, but a lot of numbers. We're packing up, we're gonna head in shore, and we're gonna fry up some fish tonight. It's gonna be a blast.
Hey guys, this is a wrap on our Lake of the Woods episode. We've had a great time out here on the ice. We have a great time every time we're on the ice, and thank you guys for watching this week. Remember to check us out on all our social media networks, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. See you next week. I don't know where we'll be, but I guarantee you we'll be having a good time.
But you'll be able just to jump it with the snowmobiles.
Marshall, we don't jump things.
Climb over the top.
We don't abuse our equipment, Marshall.
Okay. David loves his new ion, by the way.
Imagine that.
He does love it. And he can't blow it up. That's the best part about it, is he can't blow it up.
We all miss. Quit laughing at me. Okay, shut that thing off.